Now, for many of us, when we talk about severe weather like this, when we see this kind of winter weather, it reminds you of 2021. That was a brutal winter weather experience. Being in your homes for days without heat or running water for a lot of folks.
Okay, now I know we think about that, but Cleo Greene is here with a look at actually where we stand and why maybe we can take a deep breath. Cleo Greene, Governor Abbott also spoke about this as well.
Yeah, and he said everything is just fine. I know it's cold outside. Some people are worried that they may lose power and heat. So let's break down what you need to know and who may be responsible. It is not ERCOT. This is their supply and demand graph, which controls about 90% of the state's power grid. There's more than enough supply to meet the demand. In fact, we never want to see these two lines touch, and they're not. We're looking really, really good right now. Here's the deal. Distribution companies like Encore, they send power to our homes and our businesses, and then they get their electricity from the grid, which is what ERCOT manages. So if you just so happen to lose power today, this is not an issue with the power grid. It would be an issue with Encore. In fact, they just updated their winter update here, saying communities in Encore Southern, eastern, northeastern regions, which include Tyler, Sulphur Springs, Taylor, they're really experiencing the greatest impacts from this storm. They are dealing with some down power lines from all of that ice accumulation. So at this point, you can see there's over 1,000 outages. Affected customers, about 45,000. I'll send it over to meteorologist Greg Fields because, Greg, this is really not here in Dallas. They're dealing with out east.
Yeah, exactly. And for us here, you know, it's going to be the freezing rain that we're talking about that could cause some power outages, weighing down those trees and power lines that we could be dealing with a little bit later today. The winter storm warning we have in effect until 9 a.m. on Thursday. Our eastern counties included in that. And you can see the ice storm warning has replaced the winter storm warning for Dallas, Fort Worth, Denton, Collin counties as well, with the ice storm warning until 9 a.m. on Thursday. So we could be dealing with some significant ice in these areas here as we head into the next several hours, beginning a little later this morning. Now, that's ongoing with the precip, the freezing rain, sleet mixed in as we head a little farther south, out toward Corsicana, Bahia, back toward Waco, on into East Texas, where we have all rain into far East Texas right now, and then some patchy sleet, a little freezing rain and sleet as you get up into Denton and Wise counties here this morning, but it will pick up around the rest of North Texas, including the Metroplex, a little later this morning. You see, as we head toward midday into the afternoon, we're probably looking at fairly widespread freezing rain, especially by mid to late afternoon across the area. So we'll start to maybe see some issues out there, not just the roads, but again, as far as the trees and power lines, with the ice kind of weighing those down a little bit later. That's around 7 p.m. and that continues into the evening. Overnight hours, you see around 10 p.m. It will let up at times. And then as we head into the overnight, after midnight, heading toward tomorrow morning, we'll see temperatures starting to warm some, and we'll begin to get that transition from the freezing rain over to all rain eventually, but I still think we'll be below freezing at that time. So I do want to bring Marielle in one more time to talk about when these temperatures will finally climb above freezing.
Yes, so we have been in freezing temperatures since 7 p.m. on Sunday, and it's Wednesday at 6:50 now. In the morning, we're looking at a temperature of 27 degrees right now in Dallas, Fort Worth, just widespread 20s. Now, the wind chill, though, is in the teens and in the low 20s, so that wind is still a factor. Let's talk about our hourly temperatures, though, throughout today. Today, we don't climb too much with our temps. In fact, it stays at about 29 degrees by noon, 30 degrees maybe around 7. And overnight, we're starting to get close to that freezing point, but not quite there. Look at this. This is now Thursday, around 10. 33 degrees. That'll be the first time we make it above freezing, and that would accumulate a total of 87 hours with temperatures staying at freezing. Now, Thursday afternoon, temperatures in the upper 30s. By then, we'll see that cold rain still in the area. It does look like temperatures get close to that freezing point again Friday morning with a temperature of 32 degrees. Our roads may still be wet at this time, but by the afternoon, sunshine and 51 degrees. And then over the weekend, cold mornings, but highs in the 50s Saturday, 60s on Sunday. Almost like none of this ever happened, but we still have some time, Tashara. We still have at least another 24 hours of freezing temperatures.
We're not there just yet, but you know, we can only imagine looking to the future.